Hi, I'm Robin Godfrey. I'm an executive director of GALA Choruses, and I'm here with Rita Kissen, the author of Strong Voices, the story of the women's chorus movement. We're here to talk to you about a reading we're going to be doing on GALA's Facebook page live on Tuesday of next week at 8 o'clock Eastern. Rita, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what we're going to be hearing from you on Tuesday.
Okay, thank you, Robin, and thank you, Gala, for organizing this, and thank you for all the technology. Strong Voices came out initially of my own experience. I started singing with Women in Harmony in Portland, Maine, where I was living at the time, as soon as I retired in 2005. And as soon after I started singing with Women in Harmony, I realized, although I'd done a lot of activism myself, that singing in a feminist chorus was different, felt different, had a different aura from anything I had done before. And the more I talked to singers in the chorus, the more I discovered that they felt the same way. And going to choral festivals, I found that singers in other choruses felt that too, that singing in a feminist chorus is different somehow. And so I wanted to find out why and what that meant and talk to more and more singers. But in order to do this book, I decided that I wanted to share their stories, their voices, and this was the result. But in order to make Strong Voices accessible and meaningful, I went back to the origins of women singing together. And the whole first part of the book is a brief history of women singing together from the story of Miriam to the ancient Greeks, through the Renaissance, and so on. And then the second part, I trace that to women and men, but mostly women singing together in modern times, especially the civil rights movement, where songs were inseparable from what was going on in the Black community, in the white community supporting Black liberation. And many of those singers came into the women's chorus movement later. And then finally, I moved into the birth of the women's chorus movement coming from the women's movement and the lesbian feminist movement and the movement for visibility. And then finally, the way that women's choruses began to coalesce with and make coalitions with gay men's choruses. And that led us to GALA, which many women's choruses, though not all, are members of. And I do talk about that. So that's basically the outline of the book. It was a wonderful experience writing it. I've brought it to a number of different places. I've done some readings with choruses when choruses were still able to sing, where we interspersed. I went back last year to Maine, to my home chorus, Women in Harmony. I always think of as my home chorus. And they were doing a suffrage concert, and I did a reading, and they interspersed it with songs from their concert. So that's a very brief description of the book, and I'm really looking forward to sharing all of that with folks who can watch this presentation, and we'll have questions, and I'll try to answer them. And if I can't answer them, as I always said to my students, if I don't know the answer, I'll find out and let you know.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Rita. And remember to join us Tuesday, July 28th at 8 o'clock Eastern for our live reading and conversation about Strong Voices, the story of the women's chorus movement.